Ladies and gentlemen, it's said, it's happening again. Another journalist, another target, another attempt to silence the truth. Blessed Mhlanga. Yesterday we reported that he was arrested. A man who has dedicated his life to making sure every voice in Zimbabwe is heard. But today, his own voice is in danger of being silenced. The Zimbabwe Republic Police issued a statement earlier declaring Mhlanga was wanted. But the real question is, wanted for what? Being a journalist? Holding those in power accountable? Or simply refusing to bow down to a corrupt system that thrives on secrecy? Before turning himself in, Mhlanga made an emotional and powerful statement detailing a series of events that raised serious concerns about press freedom in Zimbabwe. And today, we break it all down, piece by piece. Stay with us, folks.
After having read the statement from the police that I'm wanted by the police, I am this morning at 9 a.m. handing myself over to the police. The police have in the past called me to appear before them. The first time they called me, they did not want to say why they wanted me, but I presented myself to the police with my lawyer, Chris Mike. And upon presenting myself, the police asked me if I intended to pursue a matter of 2017 between my wife and Terence Mkupe. What struck me is that I was not even the complainant in that matter. But nonetheless, I presented myself to the police. The second, the criminal law and order section invited me to the police station. At that time, I was out of town. And I spoke to them and made arrangements to present myself the following morning. But before the day had ended, my lawyers, as instructed by me, visited the police station to find out the charges or the reasons why the police were inviting me. Upon arriving there, the police indicated that they'd withdrawn the summons for me to appear before them.
First, there was this strange behavior of the police. Let's examine this carefully. Mhlanga says he has been in communication with the police before. They have called him in, not once, but twice. The first time, they wouldn't even tell him why they wanted him. And yet, he still presented himself to the police with his lawyer, Chris Mike. But instead of being charged, they asked him about a case from 2017 where, get this, he wasn't even the complainant. Then came the second call from the police. He was invited to the law and order section, but at the time he was out of town. He responded like any law-abiding citizen and made arrangements to go the next morning. But before he could even show up, his lawyer visited the police station only to be told that the police had withdrawn their request. Strange, right? Maybe this time they were trying to cook up a better story or a better charge than the one that they had called him for. But here's where it gets even more suspicious. Mhlanga then traveled abroad for business. He left Zimbabwe legally, passed through Robert Gabriel Mugabe International Airport with no issues. But suddenly, when he was away, The police issued a statement declaring him wanted, as if he was some fugitive on the run. Why this sudden change?
Having passed through Robert Gabriel Mugabe Airport, the police issued a statement that I was wanted, as if I was on the run or as a fugitive. I passed through the Harare International Airport, returning to this country.
Now, if you thought this was just about Blessed Mhlanga, you are wrong. This is about press freedom in Zimbabwe. The tactic is simple: intimidate, harass, and threaten journalists into silence. Because when journalists are too scared to speak, corruption thrives. The government remains unchecked. The people remain in the dark. Mhlanga has never hidden himself. He has never been on the run. He has never refused to cooperate with the police. But now suddenly, while he is out of the country, they decide he is wanted. This is a pattern. We have seen it before.
All I have ever done is practice my craft as a journalist.
Now, why is Blessed Mhlanga the target this time? Blessed Mhlanga has been one of the few journalists brave enough to cover stories others wouldn't touch. He was there in 2017 when Mnangagwa was exiled. He was the one publishing statements when no one else would. He reported on opposition voices when state media ignored them. And that right there is why he is in trouble. From Nelson Chamisa to Douglas Monzora, from activists to whistleblowers, Mhlanga has ensured that no voice is left unheard. And the government hates that, because when the people talk to each other, they start to see the truth. They start to see through the lies, and they start to question who is really in control.
Blame me if there's anyone who has ever come to our platform and asked to be heard by the nation and we have denied them. We have broadcast Blessed Geza, not as Blessed Mhlanga, but as a Heart and Soul TV and radio, a registered company that I work for. Blessed Geza is press conference. Douglas Mahia is press conference. The president of this country is press conference. Everyone from all walks of life. We've allowed everybody to be heard, because that is our role as journalists, to get this nation talking to each other. I'm proud to serve as part of Heart and Soul TV and radio and AMH, because the founding values of this company is to allow everybody to be heard. It's not to segregate. Look, when President Emmerson Dambudzo Mnangagwa was exiled in 2017, I was the one who got his statements first. I was the one who was asked to share those statements with other people, with other journalists. I gladly did it, because it was information that allowed him, his voice, to be heard from a point in the position of disadvantage that he was at that particular time. At a time when nobody wanted to talk to Christopher Mhlanga, Victor Matema Danda, and Douglas Mahia, when they were speaking out against the late and ousted former president of Zimbabwe, Robert Gabriel Mugabe, I spoke to them. I wrote their stories. I took myself an oath in my heart to give everyone a voice and to be heard, to cover all voices, regardless of their views. This is the motto of Alpha Media Holdings. As Trevor Nguye says, why do we do what we do? And he also says, everyone must come as they are on our platforms, and they must be heard. I might not be perfect.
Make no mistake, this is bigger than one man. This is a message to all journalists in Zimbabwe. Step out of line and you are next. The government knows that if they can control the press, they can control the people. Because when the truth is hidden, dictatorship thrives. But let's be clear, Blessed Mhlanga has committed no crime. The only thing he is guilty of is doing his job. And that is why we should all be concerned. Because if a journalist can be labeled a criminal for reporting the news, what does that say about our so-called democracy?
I did not join journalism to get money. I joined journalism to give everyone a voice. It's in my blood, and I will not stop. So as I hand over myself to the police, I pray for better. I pray that I will receive justice. If I violated this country's laws, may justice be served upon me.
So, what happens next? Will the police follow the law? Will the courts stand for justice? Or will this be yet another case of a journalist being persecuted for telling the truth? The arrest of Blessed Mhlanga is not just an attack on him. It's an attack on every Zimbabwean who believes in free speech. Today it's Mhlanga. Tomorrow it could be another journalist. And then another. And then you. Let's not forget, we also reported last time that the Minister of Home Affairs was referring to exactly this same act that they have charged Blessed Mhlanga with. And like loyal puppies, the ZRP just followed that. How many things have Douglas Mahia said in the past 3 weeks that are of a treasonous nature? Was he arrested? No. Ladies and gentlemen, today it's Mhlanga. Tomorrow it could be another journalist. And then another. And then you. We must speak out. We must demand justice. Because the moment we stay silent, we let tyranny win. What do you think, ladies and gentlemen? Is this justice or just another political game? Drop your comments below, share this video, and most importantly, subscribe to Zimwaves TV, because the truth must keep rolling no matter how many try to stop it. In your WhatsApp groups, in your Telegram groups, on Twitter, on Facebook, continue posting support for Blessed Geza and the media in general.